This is the book of Romans chapter 10 and 18. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their song went into all the earth and their words unto the ends of the world. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakutash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. This is your brother Yasad back at you with another lesson. Willing to edify into the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And this one here is going into, hey, the prophets are doing this work. This word is getting out. Right? The prophets doing this work and the word is getting out. Right? As you see, of lately, the vibration of the people, as little as it is, everybody coming with a spirit of they have a dream at the end time. They starting to do more research. They starting to find out and whatnot because the Lord has the prophets out there and it is being made known because the true prophets would actually be going into what the prophecies written in the book, and there's nothing well promised for this place, right? So hey, people starting to get at least the people start to get they're starting to hear. Although some of them haven't prepped themselves or don't even think about repenting, but they heard. And that is the most important because the Lord said he would send pastors according to his heart. Right? Jeremiah the 3rd chapter and the 15th verse. Right? Because this is important because the scriptures say, I'm going to get the Jeremiah first. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, and shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Yeah, because from the elders and apostles on down our doctrine, they go into the scriptures and break down the prophecies plainly, and even go into the history, what took place before and what's even happening now, giving the people the understanding of who we are as a people. Why are we going through all of this now? Why are we people snared in prison houses and holes? Why are we people act the way they act? The mothers forsaking the children. Why these things are happening to our people? We killing one another. We killing our own brother. We having a hate towards our own brother. And then on the next part, hey, we cursing the field. We is the first one fired. The last hired. And then the next thing to our morals, of our people are clearly gone. Right? So, hey, the Lord set up the prophets to give you all the answers. Right? So you see, he set in pastors and, hey, mass great knowledge has been going out pursuant to the Habakkuk. Let's see here. Habakkuk chapter 1. Now. Good. can. It was right in my face, and it was one of these scripture, Habakkuk 2 and 13, 14. It says, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right? As the waters cover the sea. Right? Because let's go into the book of Isaiah 30 and 20. It says, and though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, we people just went through slavery. We went through a great brainwashing under all these different doctrines set up by who? The rulers of the world, the wicked. How people just, pursuing to the Revelation, the 11th chapter, where it says, we dead body shall lie in the street as Sodom and Egypt. Right? Yeah, because we became spiritually dead. Jeremiah 17 and 4. Jeremiah 17 and 4, that we discontinued from our heritage, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger which shall burn forever. Right? So we lost our heritage. We were indoctrinated by all these different customs, these religions, strange customs, because it was all a part of the prophecy. Because it said we're gonna serve wood and stone, gods that our forefathers, never knew, and that is what our people are participating in of today, right? Yeah, because all lies are part of the curses that basically come upon us when we didn't hearken unto the word of the Lord. Right? But despite all of that, right, though he give you that bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, and thine eyes shall see thy teachers, because now is the time. The prophecy in the book of Revelation 11 and 11, and after 3 days and a half, so after 350 years, the life from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai entered into them. And how did that happen? Through the Lord sending back the prophet Elijah, right? Which in the prophecy, the book of Malachi 4 and 5, behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord, and he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children. So we believe through the Spirit that Apostle Abba Bivens, he was, come in the spirit of Elijah, right? With this doctrine that he brought back, that he bring back, as Paul say, he stir up your pure mind to remembrance, and from the baton was passed on. We had the elders and apostle Tahir, apostle Rakah, apostle Ariamla, and these men, the bishops, the priests and whatnot, they actually controlling the show. These are the pastors according to the Lord's mind, which is Heart La'ab, that the Lord set up to be able to guide the sheep of Israel, right? So it's on the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. So that being said, the edification and the church just had all. The Lord waking back up his prophets, waking back up the men, the true men of the Lord from back then, right? And that is why you see a great difference in Great Millstone, because what, is a different order under Great Millstone. That is why you see certain things. You're not seeing women out there preaching in the congregation, you know, men are having long hair because it is fashion after the Lord's heart, right? Because we staying in the spirit of the Lord, right? And the doctrine per se being on point, especially being as the Revelation say that the spirit of Yahweh is the spirit of prophecy, because we go heavy into prophecies, and this is why a lot of these other camps, they don't really touch on. They will just go into it and they just jump past it. They might just say a 2 cents on it, but it's back to the clapping our hands, singing, and hey, so other even Israelite congregations, they more preach the like IUIC, the nation building, and all these kind of thing, you know. But the true edification and going down into the woods and whatnot, you basically fully getting that from the Great Millstone, right? So going back, though the Lord give you the bread of adversity, the water of affliction, yet thy prophet shall not be moved into a corner anymore. But your eyes gonna see thy teachers, and next way how the gospel being made known is via the internet, right? Via the internet is basically the way how the Lord is actually pushing out this word heavily, right? The YouTube, some brothers had they they had channels up on the TikTok, maybe some on the Instagram or other different media houses, social media houses that they use, and they push the works of Yahweh Hashem Shai. And also we out there in the streets, right? As the scriptures say in the book of Proverbs 1:20, it said that wisdom cried without her voices in the streets. So this is where the prophets of the Lord would be found, right? Solomon, Songs of Solomon, chapter 3:1, it said, by night on my bed I sought him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. I will rise now and go about the city in the streets, and in the broad ways I will seek him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. The watchman that goeth about the city found me, to whom I said, saw ye him whom my soul loveth. Right? Yeah, and that is it. The watchmen of the Lord, Isaiah 62:6, right? They're gonna be, the Lord set them up as a watchman. Isaiah 62:6, I have set up watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence, and give him no rest, till he establish and till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Because that is why we out in the highways and byways, and also it have videos going up on the internet. Every time you go on the internet, there is a brother pop a video, Ella pop a video, and the edification keeps rolling. So day nor night, this is not being given any rest, right? Yeah, this is not being given any rest. Okay, here. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the Isaiah 30. And 21, and thy eyes shall hear, and thy ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. When ye turn to the right hand, when ye turn to the left. Yeah, right. So, yeah, because the spirit, basically, it resonates in your spirit. I tell you, this here is the truth, right? That's why, the Lord say our foreheads are basically stronger than theirs, right? Our foreheads are stronger than them. That is why the Lord gave you a word that, this gospel, it cannot be gainsaid or it cannot be confounded, right? Yeah, because it is the truth, right? See if I got a last precept to close off, right? Look at Jeremiah, right? 25 and 4, and the Lord had sent unto you all his servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them. But ye have not hearkened nor inclined your ears to hear. Yeah, because the Lord, basically, the mouth of the Lord is actually the prophets. This is how the Lord gives his warning, right? Hosea 12 and 10. We multiply visions and use similitude. Alright, Hosea 12 and 10. I have also spoken by the prophets, and have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. So, yeah, all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Hopefully, this was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone. Until the next, Shalom.